Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Natural Food Pantry Education Initiative. I'm Natasha Villeneuve, holistic nutritionist and educator for Natural Food Pantry. I'm thrilled to have guest speaker Aeryon Ashlie with us today from Aeryon Wellness. Aeryon is a renowned holistic nutritionist, a keynote speaker, #1 best-selling author, and the visionary behind Aeryon Wellness supplements. As the founder of Aeryon Wellness, she has been instrumental in promoting holistic health among women from various backgrounds for over 20 years. Her company provides women with meticulously researched health supplements crafted by women for women. Warm welcome, Aeryon. It's great to have you back at Natural Food Pantry.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you to the Natural Food Pantry for also supporting a women-owned, women-led business. I really, really appreciate that.
Well, we love your products. And one of the things that you and I share in common is we both really value education. And on that note, one of the things I really love about your products and that makes them quite unique is that each and every product contains a QR code that takes the customer to a website containing educational information, recipes, workout plans, you name it. It's a very holistic approach. And I haven't seen this with any other companies. So congratulations on that. And I think that's probably what led to the offers you were on the Dragon's Den in 2022, was it?
Yes, we had 3 offers. And I did sign a deal. I did say yes to Arlene Dickinson. In the end, I decided not to go through with it. But that's definitely what got us on Dragon's Den, because there's nobody else in the market doing it. And it really stems from my own personal health journey. And just the fact that a lot of the messaging, I think, in natural health is like you take a product and everything's going to be better. And we know that's not the case. And so I want to provide women with the tools and strategies to put into play, especially habit-wise and nutrition-wise, so then they could actually have the results, the sustainable health and wellness that they're looking for. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. We update them every September. So all new meal plans every September. We go through and add more content, especially in women's hormone health, with all the research and scientific discoveries and whatnot they're making. So yeah, so I'm really proud of that aspect of our brand.
You should be. It's a great addition to the products. I often say that it's difficult. Like we can, as holistic nutritionists, naturopathic doctors, any natural health practitioner can recommend products, but if the customer doesn't understand or the client doesn't understand why they're taking it, they're not likely going to follow through.
No, and I was a trainer for a number of years as well. And that was something I really struggled with is, I'd have my customer or I'd have my client maybe 3 times a week for an hour, but that other 23 hours a day, like, what are you eating? What are you doing? And so you'd
Right.
have somebody come in and say, this isn't working. And I'm like, but what if and we'd break down their nutrition. I'm like, okay, but you need to understand that this is not equating the results you want. Right. And so with that, that's why I was like, there needs to be something in which we can say, here you go, here's a plan. And if you follow it, you're going to see the results.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Up and Away, one of my favorite products of yours. It's quite unique. I mean, there's not many other
Mhm.
products like this on the market, and I love the story behind the name. You have to tell us
Yes.
how you came up with the
Yes.
name of this product, but first tell us a little bit about the product itself.
Yeah, so Up and Away is boric acid. So boric acid is borax and minerals combined together, and it's used as a vaginal suppository. So don't eat it. So, but in that, so our vaginal area needs to be a 3.5, very acidic. We're always taught about alkalinity, but vaginal area, not a good thing to have it alkaline. If it becomes alkaline, say it goes up to like a 4.5 on the alkalinity scale, that could be a yeast infection, itchy, discomfort, discharge, no fun. If it goes to 5.5, so even higher, that becomes bacterial vaginosis. It's not the itch and the uncomfortableness, but there's a smell. And either way, it's still no fun. What basically has happened is your vaginal pH has changed. So one of the best ways to bring it back down to that acidic environment is to use boric acid. You just pop one up, and it goes up and it goes away. I remember I was really trying to think about a good name for it. And I wanted something kind of catchy and different. And I was making my bed in my old place and I had my duvet cover and I threw it up in the air and all of a sudden I was like, up and away. And I was like, oh my God, that's the name of the product, Up and Away. So yeah, I like to have some fun. I like to have fun making the names of the product. And that was definitely one of them. We've had thousands of women message us and email us just raving about the fact that it's something that takes care of it right away. So you can use it right after sex if you want to, because male sperm is super alkaline. So if you're having unprotected sex, that can throw off your vaginal pH. You can use it once a week. I have some women who menopause because estrogen and lactic acid together, right? That combination that creates that lactobacilli, that environment that's very acidic. So they'll use it once a week. Or after your period, you can use it because blood is alkaline. I know when I travel and I fly quite a bit, if I'm sitting for those long durations on flights, I'll use one the morning of, so then I don't have anything to worry about when I get to where I'm going. So
Neat.
yeah,
Thanks for sharing. And
yeah,
for women dealing with PMS symptoms, estrogen dominance, reclaim.
yes. Reclaim is my favorite child of the bunch. It's made the biggest impact, I think, on my health journey. And so when I was looking on the market at the time for products, there was really nothing there that, I mean, we've come a long ways. I mean, years ago, we had some great products and it's changed in the past 10 years. So it's a very new formula. I really wanted to have more clinical doses. I wanted something higher doses, something that was a little more well-rounded. And so in that, we really looked at all aspects of hormonal health. So we have calcium diglucarate to support the liver. We know that the liver, that mother organ of ours, is responsible for flushing out all the toxins. The largest organ in the body can be overtaxed. So the calcium diglucarate supports the liver. Then we have green tea extract to stabilize blood sugar. We have 2.5 grams, so high dose on there. And that's going to help prevent the blood sugar going all over the place. If your blood sugar is all over the place, that's going to affect cortisol, affect estrogen levels as well. We have broccoli sulforaphane, 400 milligrams. DIM, resveratrol. We have lion's mane, which makes it really unique to help with anxiety, memory, mood. And then we also have curcumin in there and libido support too, amongst other ingredients. But I find I take one a day and it works like a charm for me. I am in perimenopause right now, and I still have my cycles on a regular cycle. I turned 50 this year. And so I take one a day. It works perfectly. My 15-year-old daughter, she takes it as well. She takes one a day too. So it's really beautiful because if you have a couple women in the household, they can share a bottle, but it really does spread over a vast age demographic. If somebody's very symptomatic, I tell them they could bump it to two, or if they're coming off the pill, but one a day is perfectly fine.
So for somebody who would be taking two, would they take two at the same time or two
They
divided
could
throughout
take
the
two
day?
at the same time if they want.
Two at
Yeah.
the same time. That was one of the things I was going to mention about this. A lot of your competitors require that you take multiple capsules a day.
Yeah.
But with this one, I love that it's just one capsule a day. And I've used it and I really noticed a difference as well.
Yeah, we've had again another product that we've had incredible reviews and response from. And the thing that's beauty as well with our products, not only are they all third party tested, but they can all be stacked, right? So you can stack like the Reclaim and the Lose It together. You can stack, they work quite well when they're stacked together. And we've had incredible results, especially with women in perimenopause, especially with women kind of their metabolism's not responding the same way. They start Reclaim and Lose It together at the same time. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, I've like 5 pounds are off my waist, or I feel so much better. And all of a sudden my metabolism's kind of restarted. And
Yeah.
I will say on that note, they're all scanning the QR codes and using the meal plans and putting everything else into place. And sometimes I think when we buy products, it kind of is like, all right, I've paid for this. Now I'm gonna like do it, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just waking up and be like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. It's like you've actually bought into something. So it's give you a little bit more accountability.
Yeah, yeah, it's like there's a feedback loop, right? So
Yeah.
when we make one positive change toward health,
Yeah,
it motivates and inspires us to kind of keep going with it and make other changes as well.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Water be gone.
Yes. So water be gone. The name says it itself. It is helps with diuretic support. If you're feeling bloated, if you're feeling just puffy, your rings are tight, especially when you're traveling, it's great. Take every 2 hours on the plane will prevent water retention when you're flying. But this one was really also created again. Most of the products are created for my own my own use, and then I get to share them with everybody else. But Water Be Gone was actually created when I used to do fitness competitions back in the day. And before you'd go on stage, you'd take diuretics to kind of, take all the extra water out, and you eat carbohydrates. So your muscles get kind of nice and big. And so you have this kind of saran wrap look around your muscles. And I remember thinking, I retain a lot of water during my PMS. So I started using, and they were more geared towards men as well, some of these diuretics. And then when I started the brand, I'm like, we need to do like a diuretic support for women. So it is our number one bestseller. We have like 400 5-star reviews. It does really, really well. And that's just because you notice the difference right away. So this one has a little bit of that magic pill effect because you instantly start flushing water. So in there we have liver support, natural diuretics, and everything is 100% natural as well. And then we also have an ingredient called Fucus vesiculosis that helps again with as a diuretic component, also helps with weight loss, and juniper berry that supports UTIs. So the past 3 years, I've not had a UTI, and I take Water Be Gone every weekend when I have a salty meal. So I think my 2,000 milligrams that I get every weekend from Water Be Gone of juniper berry has really helped my UTIs.
Cool. So one concern, it's interesting. I have this at home. But I haven't been taking it. And that's because I'm worried that it's going to cause dehydration. Is that something I should be concerned about?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No?
I mean, you want to drink your normal amounts of water,
Yeah.
but often when we have water retention, if we had too much sodium, it's just going to help flush that out. But no, there's nothing to worry about that. I mean, we haven't had anybody had any issues with dehydration. It's been on the market for 4 years. We've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles.
Good to know. I'm flying next month, so I'll
Yes, try it. You will. It makes a
Yeah.
difference.
I love all your other products. I'm sure I'll love it.
Yeah.
And on that note, lose it.
Yes. So I did talk about Lose It with Reclaim. Stacking these two together works really beautifully. I just want to say one note on Reclaim, because I've had some women, especially if you're not in natural health or used to taking vitamins, you think when we say hormonal support, you think there's actually hormones in this product. So I want to really just emphasize there is no hormones in Reclaim at all whatsoever. The ingredients are all Chinese herbal medicine, and they're used to support your body's ability to metabolize excess estrogen in the body. So there's no estrogen, there's no progesterone in it, nothing along those lines. Because I just want to kind of say that quickly, because I do have women who, when they see that, they're like, oh, I don't want to take hormones. It's not hormones. It's actually fully safe, and it actually supports your body metabolizing that excess estrogen that we tend to have. And 80% of us have excess estrogen, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on that note, I just wanted to kind of digress to that, because I think it's an important note to put.
It is. That's something I often tell customers, that it's a product that's going to encourage the liver and the body to process and metabolize and regulate your own hormones naturally.
Yes.
It's just like
And
a
then,
boost to the system.
and all the xenoestrogens we take in, I mean, xenoestrogens come from stress, which I'm experiencing right now. So I have a lot of stress going on in my life. So I'm very, 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 taking my Reclaim, taking my hormone, like my stress support products, really, really managing that well. But yeah, so that comes from stress. It comes from the xenoestrogens, all the skincare, the cleaners we're using, everything we have in our environment contributes to xenoestrogens, which are, not good estrogens. So thumbs down, we don't want those, right?
Oh.
So this product really helps and supports your body metabolize that. And a lot of the time, if you tend to have too much estrogen, that's when you have PMS symptoms. That's when you start to have, especially in perimenopause, they might be more exasperated as well. And so on the note with Lose It, one of the things that makes Lose It kind of unique is we have indole-3 carbinol in there. And that comes from cruciferous vegetables. Now, cruciferous vegetables are your broccoli, kale, cauliflower, all those wonderful green vegetables. The amount we'd have to be eating on a day-to-day basis would be quite intense. But this has indole-3 carbinol that helps bind to estrogen, helps your body metabolize it. So we're probably one of the only companies that really looked at estrogen and your negative estrogen metabolism from a standpoint of weight loss. But what we understand is, like, fat cells are little estrogen making machines. So the more fat we have, the more estrogen we're creating, which means then we'll make more fat, which then makes more estrogen. So it becomes this vicious circle. So by supporting your body with metabolizing that will help kind of kickstart your metabolism for estrogen, and also your metabolism for weight loss as well. We have red pepper extract to increase the thermogenesis in your body, to kind of get your body metabolism working. We have olive leaf to help with appetite. We have a cup of coffee in there. L-carnitine to help with muscle recovery. It is my go-to product. I take one Lose It every single morning. I've been taking it for 3 years. I know I should probably cycle off, but I don't. It kickstarts my workout. I feel fantastic on it. And I just take one a day. And so my mom, who plays pickleball, it's 72, she takes one before pickleball. So it's got a huge, again, looking at there's a large group of people that can really utilize this product to support themselves. Now, when somebody comes in and they're like, I need to lose weight, this is what maybe they really want to use this for a weight loss product, I would say take one the first week, then you can bump it to 2 the second week. And if you want to, you could bump it to 3. I'm a big believer in starting out slow and starting out small and seeing how you like it, right? And I have some people who, to this day, who just take one a day. They just like it in the morning. It's kind of like that morning coffee, kickstarts their day. So the products I take every day, I take Lose It every single day in the morning on an empty stomach. Then at lunch, I always have my Reclaim. That's something I always use on a regular basis. So those two are definitely part of my day-to-day protocol. And I use Water Be Gone, of course, on weekends with my salty meal, and of course up and away as need be too, right? But those two, and I have other ones that I use, definitely every single day. But those two are my mainstays. I travel with them. They come everywhere with me. And as I said too, they stack really nicely. So if you're
Yeah.
stacking them, right, you can do one Lose It in the morning, then you can do your Reclaim at lunch, and then you can increase Lose It if you want. But just these two together work really, really lovely.
That's exactly what I've been doing. I was
Yeah.
given a bottle of Lose It from a training. And again, I was reluctant to try it because I'm quite sensitive to caffeine. I don't drink
Yeah.
coffee.
Yep.
And I was really surprised that it didn't give me the jitters.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee either. And that's the thing I tell people. I'm like, there's no jitters, there's no crash,
Oh,
I've taken, especially in competing years, I've taken like fat burners, that's what they're called kind of more back in the day, where I have just been like vibrating. I just wanted to end, I'll have like niacin flush. I'm just like, oh my gosh, the worst feeling ever. So when I received the NPN for this and we made a couple bottles just for me to try, I was like, oh, okay. All right. I feel good on this. This is nice. Okay. This is something I can get behind. So yeah, it's out of all the years, I think we've had one person, and this is our second bestseller, one person who said they couldn't have it. So and we have again sold thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles of this product. So the reviews on it are quite great.
and what I've noticed from taking this product is that I don't crash at 2 o'clock in the
Yes.
afternoon.
Yes.
I used to be I was looking for chocolate,
Yeah.
like dark chocolate or something in the afternoon, a little nap, something to get me through. And when I take the Lose It, I find I get through the afternoon
Yeah.
without crashing.
Yeah, well, and I just came off the road from being in Toronto speaking. I spoke 4 days in a row. I've seen stores all day. And this is why I'm thinking my body's a little stressed right now. But what I did is I have my Lose It in the morning, and I took one at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon because I was speaking at like 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. And so for me, having that just little extra kick, and I just sailed right through, went to bed perfectly fine. So I wasn't laying there wide awake, trying to get to sleep. So yeah, Lose It it's really, really lovely. It's a great product. And the thing too is the meal plans in here are fantastic. And we have workouts in our workout calendar. We talk all about the habits and things we need to change. And also during each product, we also talked about cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Those thoughts, because that plays a big role in how our health and wellness plays out, right? The thoughts we think, that's one of our
Yes,
pillars.
our
And
mindset.
so we talk a
Yeah.
lot about that, right? Am I hungry? Or am I mad, sad, lonely? Why do I keep checking if the fridge light's on? What's going on?
Yeah.
Do I really need to step a little bit into my emotions and kind of pick things apart instead of just trying to eat, or drink or do whatever it is? So that's a really important part of the brand too, is looking at that side.
Love it. Love it. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we log off?
Oh, I think that's it. I'm sure there'll be something. I'll log off. We'll log off and be like, darn it, I should have said that.
Well, I
Um,
really appreciate you joining us.
thank you so much for having me. I
Always,
appreciate it
always fun to
too.
connect with you. You're very inspiring.
Oh, well, you are as well. All the stuff you're doing for Natural Food Pantry and all the women in your life, I think it's amazing. I'm watching all your programs you're doing. And if I lived out in Ottawa, I would join.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for tuning in to our chat. For more videos like this, you can check out our YouTube page or our website at naturalfoodpantry.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already to get lots of great recipes, information about upcoming events, education, sales, you name it. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks everybody. Stay healthy.
Thank you.